Have you ever wondered why Scandinavian homes feel so clean the moment you step inside? The secret often begins in one small space that most people overlook: the entryway. A few simple habits at the front door can stop dirt, clutter, and stress from spreading through the rest of your home. In this video, you'll discover 20 Scandinavian entryway rules that make keeping a home clean surprisingly effortless. If you enjoy simple ideas that make everyday life calmer and more beautiful, subscribe and join our growing community. Let's step inside and discover the first Scandinavian entryway rule. The first Scandinavian entryway rule is taking your shoes off the moment you come home. Outdoor shoes never travel beyond the entrance. Dirt, dust, rain, and bacteria stay at the door instead of spreading across the house. Family members and guests naturally follow the same routine. This simple habit keeps floors cleaner and reduces how often they need cleaning. For Scandinavians, a cleaner home starts with cleaner feet. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is giving every pair of shoes its own dedicated place. Shoes are stored inside cabinets, drawers, or storage benches instead of being left on the floor. This keeps the entrance looking neat even when the whole family comes home. Everyone knows exactly where to put their shoes without thinking. A tidy entryway instantly makes the entire home feel more organized. For Scandinavians, clutter never gets a chance to build up. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is using 2 doormats instead of 1. Shoes are wiped outside before anyone even opens the front door. A second mat inside catches the dirt and moisture that remains. This simple system protects wooden floors from mud, water, and grit. The mats are cleaned regularly so they keep trapping dirt instead of spreading it. For Scandinavians, clean floors begin before the first step inside. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is hanging coats immediately instead of dropping them on chairs or benches. Every jacket has its own hook or dedicated wardrobe space. This prevents the entrance from looking crowded during busy mornings. Coats stay dry, wrinkle-free, and ready to wear the next time you leave. Even a small entryway feels larger when bulky outerwear is organized. For Scandinavians, a tidy wall creates a tidy welcome. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is keeping only the coats and shoes you need this season. Winter jackets, rain boots, and summer hats aren't all stored together in the entryway. Out-of-season items are packed away until they're needed again. This leaves more room for the things you actually use every day. A less crowded entrance feels cleaner and far easier to maintain. For Scandinavians, rotating with the seasons keeps the entryway simple. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is never leaving wet umbrellas wherever they land. Every home has a dedicated umbrella stand or drip tray by the door. Rainwater stays contained instead of spreading across the floor. This protects wooden flooring from moisture and slippery puddles. Guests instantly know where to leave their umbrellas when they arrive. For Scandinavians, even rainy days stay neat and organized. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is never dropping bags and keys on the nearest surface. Keys, wallets, and handbags are returned to the same place every single day. This prevents last-minute searching before leaving the house. Entryway tables stay clean instead of becoming clutter magnets. A simple daily routine saves time and reduces stress. For Scandinavians, knowing where everything belongs makes every morning easier. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is making the entrance comfortable enough to slow down for a moment. A simple bench gives everyone a place to sit while removing their shoes. It keeps people from balancing awkwardly or leaving shoes scattered around the floor. Children and older family members especially benefit from a safe, comfortable seat. Even the smallest entryway feels more practical with one thoughtful addition. For Scandinavians, good design always makes everyday habits easier. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is keeping the floor free from everyday clutter. Nothing is left sitting on the floor except the things being used at that moment. Bags, shoes, umbrellas, and deliveries are quickly put where they belong. Clear floors make the entrance feel larger and easier to clean. A clutter-free walkway also makes the home safer for children and guests. For Scandinavians, an open floor creates an open mind. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is using one basket for everyday essentials. Gloves, hats, scarves, and sunglasses are kept together instead of scattered around the house. Everyone knows exactly where to find them before heading out. This prevents rushed mornings and forgotten items. A single organized basket replaces lots of small piles. For Scandinavians, Scandinavians, simple storage creates smoother daily routines. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is making everyone responsible for their own belongings. Children learn from an early age to put away their own shoes, coats, and backpacks. Small daily habits become automatic over time. Parents don't have to clean up after everyone who walks through the door. The whole family works together to keep the entrance tidy. For Scandinavians, an organized home is everyone's responsibility. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is keeping only today's essentials in the entryway. Tomorrow's packages, sports gear, and extra bags are stored somewhere else. The entrance is reserved for what you'll actually use today. This prevents clutter from building up day after day. A simple reset every evening keeps the space ready for tomorrow. For Scandinavians, a fresh day begins with a fresh entryway. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is hiding everyday clutter behind closed doors. Shoes, bags, and seasonal accessories are stored inside cabinets instead of sitting in the open. Closed storage instantly makes even a small entrance feel calmer. Dust collects less when belongings are protected inside cabinets. Visitors notice a clean, welcoming entrance instead of everyday clutter. For Scandinavians, what you don't see often makes the biggest difference. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is never letting packages pile up by the front door. Deliveries are unpacked as soon as possible instead of sitting there for days. Empty boxes and packaging are recycled immediately. This keeps the entrance open and welcoming instead of feeling like a storage area. A few minutes of tidying prevents clutter from growing. For Scandinavians, the entryway is for people, not cardboard boxes. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is bringing a little nature to the entrance. A single healthy plant makes the space feel fresh and welcoming. Scandinavians keep the decor simple instead of filling the area with decorations. One natural touch adds warmth without creating clutter. Guests immediately feel relaxed the moment they step inside. For Scandinavians, simplicity and nature always go together. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is making use of empty wall space. Jackets, bags, and dog leashes are hung on hooks instead of being dropped on benches or tables. This keeps surfaces completely clear throughout the day. Wall hooks make everyday items easy to grab before leaving home. Even a narrow entryway feels bigger when the furniture stays uncluttered. For Scandinavians, every wall can become smart storage. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is letting fresh air into the entrance every day. Even a few minutes of ventilation helps remove moisture and stale air. Shoes and coats dry faster when air can circulate freely. A fresh-smelling entryway creates a better first impression for everyone. This simple habit also helps keep the space feeling cleaner. For Scandinavians, fresh air is part of a clean home. The next Scandinavian entryway rule is never waiting for a big cleaning day. A quick 1-minute sweep or wipe keeps dirt from building up. Small messes are handled before they become difficult to clean. This simple habit makes deep cleaning much less frequent. The entrance always feels ready to welcome family and guests. Another Scandinavian entryway rule is giving the entrance the same care as every other room. It isn't treated as a place to dump random belongings on the way in. Every item has a purpose, and every surface stays intentional. A beautiful, organized entrance sets the mood for the entire home. When the first room feels calm, the rest of the house naturally feels calmer too. For Scandinavians, a peaceful home begins at the front door. The final Scandinavian entryway rule is resetting the entrance before your day truly ends. Before sitting down to relax, they take a moment to put everything back in its place. Shoes are stored, coats are hung, and surfaces are left completely clear. Tomorrow begins with a clean, welcoming entrance instead of yesterday's clutter. This tiny evening habit takes less than a minute but makes every morning feel easier. For Scandinavians, a peaceful home starts by ending each day with a fresh entryway.